Welcome back. The Summer Olympics are well underway with Team USA trying to pick up as many gold medals as possible. The Americans were some of the best dressed athletes during the opening ceremony last Friday.
That's because a shoemaker from Lewiston designed the footwear for the athletes wearing red, white, and blue. Joining us here live on Arc Maine is the man behind the Olympic shoes, Mike Rancourt. His company designed what is called the Buck Shoe. Thanks for coming on and take us. How does this happen? You just get a call going, hey, dude, you want to do the Olympic shoes? I mean, how does this all happen?
So we've been making shoes for Polo Ralph Lauren for 15 years. And, you know, they're very classic in their designs, even though more fashionable than anything that we would make. And so along the way, they decided they wanted to have shoes made in the United States. And so that's how it started back in 2016. That was our first Olympic, and it's continued now for the fourth one.
Wow, and by the way, we do have the shoes that our little graphic there might be covering. There we go. They're really stunning. Can you tell us just like what they're made of and what they feature?
Right.
I can see the little patch right there as well.
So this time, every style we've produced has been different from a material standpoint. Also from a styling standpoint, from a boat shoe to a sneaker to a boot, and then finally now to these buck shoes. So in this case, the leather is a white suede buck, they call it, and that poses its own difficulties in regards to running it through the factory. There's about 130 touches, so you get a lot of people touching them. And then the sole is what they call a blown rubber, so very lightweight, but rubber compound.
Just in case you missed the shoes during the opening ceremonies, fans will get the chance to see them again, right?
Right. So now with the closing ceremony, we get to see them. Yeah, we had a great party going on Friday night, and didn't realize they're going to be on the boat, and there they are on the boat. We never saw the shoes. Of course, it's pouring rain, and so hopefully they've made it through the pouring rain.
What is it like for you seeing some of the best athletes in the world wearing your shoes?
Yeah, I think what struck me, somebody had sent me a clip of the Celtics players. You know, it was Tatum, Drew, and White, and it was the full outfit, and we could see that they had the shoes on. That's really when it struck me that this is for real. They're Olympians wearing our shoes.
And speaking of Olympians, I mean, we all watch them. We got everything from somebody who's a fencer, who's a basketball player, gymnastics to kayakers. What are the difference in shoe sizes that you got to come up with?
Right. So on the women's size, the scale starts at a size 3, and it runs all the way up to a size 18. And on the men, it started at a size 5, and it ran all the way up to a 19.
That's got to be a basketball player, 19, right?
I would say it's a basketball player, definitely.
What's next for your company? I mean, do you have any other big dreams? It seems like this is kind of as big as you can get, but maybe there's more that you're looking forward to.
What this represents now for me is the community of Lewiston, Auburn. I mean, great heritage of shoemaking dating back to the 1800s, and a lot of my family, whether it was my grandparents or parents or whoever it may be, aunts and uncles, they worked in the shoe industry or the textile industry. And to be able to represent that, the heritage and the history of shoemaking and the people that toiled in obscurity is amazing to me. And so that's really what this is all about. We've made shoes for, a king, a president, the Pope, and those are just not as meaningful as what we're doing now, being on the world stage and Lewiston, Auburn being recognized for this.
How is it working with the designer? I mean, when they say Ralph Lauren, you're like, wow.
Right.
I mean, right?
Yeah, we've been working with designers for 15 years now, and what I liked about this situation is that they actually worked off of one of our designs on our site, because a lot of our business is direct to consumer. So they came back to us and said, hey, this is the style, this is what we're looking at, but now it has to be designed for Polo Ralph Lauren's needs and not for the Rancourt customer needs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of just the Olympics, is there a particular sport that you love the most, or a particular athlete that you are so excited is wearing these?
I would say track and field. My
Nice.
wife and I, that's what we're really waiting for now. I mean, we watched some swimming, we watched some of the gymnastics, but track and field.
Shoes very important for track and field.
But you got two wannabe track stars right
I
here,
know,
right? Both in
both
high
ran
school, right?
track,
Isn't that
yeah.
funny?
So did I when I was in high school,
that's
actually.
great.
And by the way, track and field starts today in France,
Great.
so it's perfect.
Perfect.
Here's my question. We see the shoes during the opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies for the athletes. When are these available for people like schmuck like me?
Well, so Ralph Lauren, Polo Ralph Lauren, had them for sale on their site. And so I checked, I think it was about a week ago, a little shy of $400, $398, but it was already all sold out.
Wow.
And so I don't know if you can get them anymore.
Oh my goodness, that's a collectible.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what the other thing I wanted to ask you, what made you, the name of the shoe? What got you to name the shoe?
The buck?
Yeah.
That's a very classic style and look from the 50s, and so it's just stuck throughout the ages. I mean, if you look at shoe styling and designs, you know, a boat shoe represents something very unique, you know, typically for boaters at one time. A Ranger Mock was, you know, a kind of a LO Bean type of blucher, and so all of those names they come from various reasons that you built shoes or wore shoes.
They're very classy, that's for sure. And I'm excited to see them for closing ceremonies. It wasn't on my radar during opening. I'm glad we have another chance to see them.
Yeah, we have another chance,
right?
exactly.
That sounds good. So everyone's going to be tuning in just to see the shoes.
I
Exactly.
think so.
Hand the camera down, tilt it down. We want to see the shoes, okay?
We pretty much say that.
Right.
Forget the headshot. Let's get right down to the
Well,
down
Mike,
the shoes.
thank you so much for being here with us
thank you very
this
much for having
morning.
me.